Hello everybody, welcome back to Boo Bear Trader. So today we will talk about go over the chart of the 12 stock we'll have earning tomorrow. First we're gonna go with Eli Lilly. Short term is a little bit oversold. Long term is neutral to a bit oversold. So that means we may have a little bit more of an upside than downside. So this is the trend line. Okay. So we've been bouncing between the two orange lines. Right now it's kind of like in the middle. A little bit of more upside going to 770. If the number are decent and outlook is neutral or a little bit of positive. If the number not really good, I would say no. If the number are actually bad and outlook negative, we will see a pullback at about 715. Okay, I think that's it. Next we have ConocoPhillips. Short term oversold a little bit, long term overbought. Trend line. Okay. So it looks like if we put it all the way here, we will have a head and shoulder. But seeing this is not, the head is not that high, so is somewhat effective. So I think the chance is going to be a 50-50 because right now it's a little bit favor of bounce, but because of the long term is overbought, so this will be 50-50. So the number has to be bad and outlook needs to be negative. We will see 91. I would say 90. Let me see. Yeah, about 90. That's actually 89. Yes, I'm going back to this low right. If the number come in better than expected, we might see 97 to 98. So I'm going to put 98 here. To challenge this high and this high. At least right now the trend is still trending higher. So maybe there's a little bit more chance of a bounce. Toyota. Toyota is neutral, short term, long term, also neutral. in a way, we have a bear flag. Let me rewrite. So that means we'll favor the downside. But if the number coming good, we might see it coming back, probably to challenge this high at 193. Otherwise, we might see 176. Or it could be all the way here to 175. Or even 174. So I'm going to put 174. Because to go basically to close this gap right here. Okay. It can even go lower to 172, but 174 is more likely to happen. So I would say downside about 60%. Upside is 40% due to the bear flag. Sony short term is a little bit oversold. Long term is also oversold. And if I draw the trend line, we can say it has been trending lower, and we might have a bounce. So if the number coming, I would say not that good, negative outlook, we will see 2380. So I would say about 23. Yeah. So 23 at about 55 to 60%. There's a chance of a bounce to about 26 at about 40%. The range is not that much for Sony. Yeah. GILD, short-term neutral, long-term overbought. So if we draw trend line, we can see it at the support here. So a little bit more chance of a bounce, but not much. If it does, it will come up to probably 114 at about 60%. A pullback if the number is really bad at about 104. About 60%. Oh, sorry. 104, 40%, 114, 60%. The trade desk. I looked at this before and it was around here. And I say it could be due for a bounce back to test the orange line, and then we will have a bounce to 99. But right now it's only about 90. So we might have a little bit more to go, but it's really overbought right now. So if the number coming really good, we may see 99 at about only 40%. 60%, we will have a down, pull back to about 77, right at the red line. At about 60%. You can see it's almost have like a cup and handle. So that is why it's been bouncing. And also here we got almost like a bull flag right here. Right? So that's why we got some rally left, but more chance of pullback is 60%. Rocket Lab. In a way, this is also a bull flag, right? Is short term a little bit oversold, long term is overbought. So as a bull flag, what I'm thinking is we might have a bounce due to the bull flag and the short term oversold. So we might have a bounce of $60 at about 60%. And a pullback 40% to probably around here at 32.50. 40%. All right, next we have KTOS. KTOS oversold, overbought long term as well. So if I draw, I think I saw something here that we need to take a look. You can see it almost like touching here. So we might have a pullback due to this resistance, and this is a long-term resistance and overbought condition. When you look closer, you can see it's been trying to test and break out, but it could not. And we got basically a bearish reversal right here and right here, not really, but around here. So most likely we might see it coming back to about 52 at about 65%. If the number coming really good, we might see 65 at about 35%. Right? Block look like it's a bit of a bearish due to the bear flag pattern here. A little bit oversold, still not that bad. Long term is still overbought, so there's a more chance of coming down. I would say it might come down to 66 at about 65%. 35% of a bounce, it will come on and test this again at 82 at only 35%, but it might happen. We see that all the time. All right, next we got Pinterest. Overbought, both long and short term. So now here we might have a double top here. Let's draw real quick the trend. All right, so most likely we have a 60% of a pullback, 40% of a bounce. If it bounces, we will see about 41 to about 43 at about 35-40%. Okay, most likely we have a pullback at about 60% to about 36. All right. Tech 2 oversold short term, a little bit oversold long term. However, we see a bear flag, so a little bit more chance of a pullback to probably 211 at about 55%, 45%. We have a bounce to 244. About 45%. All right, last one. TTWO. Short term oversold, long term overbought. If I draw the trend line, all right, so it's kind of in the middle. I would say it will be 50-50 here. So if we have a bounce, we might come up to 147, 148. Or if the number coming really, really bad, we might see 112. So 50-50 here. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Please hit a like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video.